Yo, welcome along everybody to my watch along for the first and only practice session for the 2025 Chinese Grand Prix. If you're new here, this is how watch alongs work. You got my face here, you got the live timings here, you got the session timer down in the bottom left, and you got lovely Twitch chat down here. So if you're on YouTube, come join us over on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, feel free to hop over to the YouTube stream, whatever you prefer to watch. But yeah, we're back at the Shanghai International Circuit, a track we didn't go to for many years, but we've now returned. Last year the sprint qualifying was absolutely banging, holy. So we've obviously got sprint qualifying today, but we first up got the one and only practice session. A lot to talk about. Obviously, an insane Grand Prix weekend last week. Pecking order. Still don't really know what the pecking order is coming into this weekend with the sprint. We're gonna have to see how that all plays out. We're gonna have dry conditions. It's just gonna be so good to kind of see what happens with with all the teams coming into the second race. Are there going to be any upgrades? Have teams going to improve from where they were last week? But the big talking point is, if you don't know, F1 were going to crack down on the flexi wing stuff in Spain this year, but after last weekend, they must have seen a lot of teams, particularly I think it was McLaren, still using those flexi wings. Which kind of makes sense. Like if you're gonna say, hey, you can't use flexi wings after Spain, why can't they use it all the way up until Spain? So they've come in with a new technical regulation. They're going to be checking them way more strictly this weekend, and then by Japan in 2 weeks' time, it has to be completely no flex. Or no mini DRS. So really curious to see how that plays out. I think this is going to change up the pecking order, even though we haven't seen the proper pecking order because it was wet last week. It's already going to change up the pecking order coming into this weekend, which makes it just even more and more exciting, especially with how McLaren were kind of looking dominant. I think it spices up a lot. Anyways, broadcast is up. Let me get the timer up for you guys. 58. Alex Brundle saying it's going to get warmer and warmer and warmer throughout the weekend. I thought it was potential of rain on Sunday. All right, cars are on track. Guys, give predictions and who will finish first in practice one. Get your channel points. Anyways, we're live. Let's get chatting about everything. One sec. Yeah, I think the two biggest people mudded by the sprint format this weekend is Ollie Behrman and Liam Lawson. Ollie such limited practice time last week. And then his only real running time was in the wet, and then Liam, kind of similar, hasn't been to this track before. I mean, a lot of drivers. I think every rookie hasn't been to this track before because it isn't on the F2 or F3 calendar. So, I think all the rookies are gonna struggle, or at least, gonna take time to get up to speed, especially when you've only got one practice session. So, yeah. All right. Anyways, what do I miss in chat? Angel Reese with a unicorn mask. Angel Reese with a unicorn mask? What's up, Tanks, man? I don't know what that means, though. So happy the times like this for the entire race weekend is super liking to my time zone. That's good for Torrent. That's good. Yeah, I like that. I think the positive of me having to put up with a shitty time zone is people watching Formula One who don't maybe normally get to watch Formula One, which is great. It's good to spread the love around. But in terms of the stream, I get to see more different people in chat, bring more people into the stream because I don't, again, normally get to tune on into the stream. So it's good. It's good. PLA is People Liberation Army. Oh, okay, right. So the military and the country's leader Xi Jinping purge going on was in news. Right. Okay. Sorry, I don't follow that stuff. Thinker, what's up, dude? I hope all is well, everyone. I'm a Williams guy, and I'm okay with P6. When you say P6, do you mean you guys are higher than P6 in the constructor standings? Or do you mean P6 in the pecking order? I think you're going to be P5, to be honest. I think you're going to be P5. It looks like Aston are rocking a Eddie Jordan little tribute sticker on their side pod, which is quite nice. Ted is far louder than you, Ponden. I'm struggling with balancing sound low. Well, my mic is set up to have a compressor, so it means no matter how loud I speak, the volume comes out the same on stream. So you might just have to turn your Sky Sports volume down. Eddie Jordan career profile: driver, British F3 in 1979. He founded Jordan Grand Prix in 1999. First team win, Belgian Grand Prix 1998, and I missed the rest of them. Oh, someone's off already. Oh my god, it's gonna be one of them weekends. Alex Albon off. He's fine. He's fine. Um, Apparently the track's been resurfaced this year. So not only are we going to a track which the rookies have never been to, not only going to our second race of the season, it's already a sprint weekend with only one practice session. Not only are we going into a race after having a wet conditions and multiple drivers not getting running in, but we've got a really resurfaced track. It's just they're making it hard. Everyone's on hard mode. Oh my god, looks like there was absolutely no grip there. Absolutely no grip. What the fuck? McLaren and Ferrari, and two other teams. Yeah, I'd say Williams are looking P5 right now. Oh, you can see the Red Bull struggling through there as well. I'm surprised that. Oh my god, what? How's he gone off like that? Oh my god, the grip levels are so low, bro. If we got a little bit of rain here, I think everyone would be mudded. Meanwhile, Sonoda track is much grippy. Do you have merch like P1 or any potential ones coming along? No, I haven't got merch. I always said I'd never do merch unless I hit like 50k followers. I think merch is one of those things like I'm really big into my graphic design and I'd really love to have merch. Like honestly would love to have merch, but um it's such a tedious thing. Like finding the right supplier and getting the right designs and stuff like that. If I was to make merch, I'm not gonna something loose on Albon's car, probably from going off track. Um, yeah, if I was to do merch, I wouldn't want to just like get some random clothing company and just slap a logo on it, or like there's like Stream Elements clothing and like merch. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to just get a logo and slap it on. I want to actually make proper merch. You know what I mean? But obviously to do that takes a lot of time and like a fair bit of money to kind of like get those designs done and get those batch of stuff and then I would never want to sell something for like $80 or whatever to like upsell it to make profit. So um I just want to sell it because I want to sell merch. You know what I mean? So um in simple terms, I don't think making merch would warrant the time and cost of the size of creator I am, because merch is such like a specific thing. But it's definitely something I will do in the future. Definitely something I want to do in the future. Excuse me. You said Behrman faster, now he's second last. Lovely, lovely. Everyone's out on track right now, all on mediums as well. Wonder if we'll see people doing quali. Oh, no, people will do quali prac. They'll just use the session to kind of get the car kind of shake down for the weekend and then get a decent sprint qualifying setup. But as we saw last year, teams like Red Bull especially are so good at adjusting their car between sprint quali and sprint to normal quali. Who races on China track? Years of no road racing. So F1 Academy did their test here. We obviously had F1 Academy here this weekend as well. Other than that, don't really know who races at China. Yeah, what other series come to China? Extremely high track evolution over the weekend. Right, okay. What compounds are they running here? Harder ones? I'm not sure, to be honest. Does anyone know? What's up, SJ? Didn't they resurface last year about telling the teams? So they resurfaced last year and they resurfaced again this year because of some extra bumps or something. I don't know about the not telling the teams. That seems crazy to me. What's up, Avy? Bam fastest the point only because he got on track first, yeah. And yeah, as you can see, the track he was already getting better and better and better and better. Everyone just going quicker and quicker and quicker on top of one another. Thoughts on this race overall? Well, when I first got into Formula One was 2019. And one of the first races I watched was China 2019. And I remember it being one of, if not the most boring Grand Prix ever. Mercedes did a double stack, and that was about it. Like, they did their iconic double stack, and that was literally it. It was so boring. The 1000th race of Formula One. So yeah, then we obviously didn't come here for multiple years. Then last year, I thought it was okay. Like sprint qualifying was nuts. I think sprint was decent. Normal qualifying, normal race were okay. They were right. But we'll see what it's like this weekend. But I feel like this track would be was really good for old. Had the potential to be really good for old Formula One. It even has the potential to be good for current Formula One, but it just doesn't deliver, man. It just doesn't deliver.
10 months.
Dutch Geo, thank you so much for the 10-month resub Prime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate your support on the stream as always. Hope you're doing well. Formula E and Porsche Carrera Cup was scheduled to race here this year. Wait, Formula E is? Wow, I don't know about that. I can't believe a series like Porsche fly all the way here. TCR and Formula E race in Shanghai, right? Okay. What's up, Bestu? Are you watching F1 TV or Sky Sports? I'm on F1 TV now. Moved over. It's working well. Hey, Ponden, not trying to plug too much, but have you seen any of the rap battles of Max vs. Lewis, Max vs. George, Toto vs. Christian? I have not. I have not. Where's Stroll? Stroll's out on track. There's this thing known as coffee. We don't drink coffee out here. We drink Red Bull out here. It seems the tire compounds are the same as last year. Okay, what about in comparison to OzGP? Are they different compounds? Is Liam fucked or what? Fucked in what way? If track is as quick as we think, it may be the McLaren 1-2 this weekend. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how this flexi wing stuff plays out. But, I mean, obviously they won't have the advantage that we think McLaren have had down the straight with their little mini DRS. But they're still the strongest car on track. Their cooling is so good. Oh, my God. I think the cooling might be the best thing that the McLaren have at the moment. We're just making a little mistake in the hairpin. Sup Polish Eddie. Yeah, you just typed that in my YouTube chat and I literally just responded to it, dude. What are they? Do you make them yourself? Because no, I have not seen them. I think this is Lance Stroll's season. What do you mean his last season, or do you mean it's the season he does well? Bro sounds tired. Oh my god. I can't be fuck streaming at this time anymore, bro. All it is people coming in chat. You sound tired. You look dead. Well, I'm not dead and I'm not tired. I'm whispering because it's 3:42 in the fucking morning and my neighbor fucking sucks ball sacks. That's why. Yeah, you look pretty ugly yourself. Like, what's up with people coming in chat and being like, yeah, you look tired. Yeah, yeah. Who says that to people? Just because I'm behind a screen doesn't mean I'm not a person. It's crazy because it's always old people who say it as well. But in this case, we've got young little Matty D popping the shot. I need you to scream. I wish, man. I wish. I can't wait to be back to normal. Can't wait to be back to normal. Last week, practice 1 and 2, that stream was dreadful. Well, it was good in the sense it was the first practice sessions of the year, but fuck me, bro. I feel like I was so locked out because I had to have one earphone off, whispering, stuff like that. Does sprint qualifying not count for fantasy? No, it doesn't. Which I think is good because I think if they force people to make their fantasy teams, based off of one practice session would be so tough. It's typical office cooler comment. Oh, you're looking tired. Jeez, thanks for that. Yeah. How many gifted for you to scream? 0, literally 0. Need to save myself for 7 a.m. 7 a.m. If you want me to scream after 7 a.m., can do. I'm gonna sleep and wake up at 2:30 for the sprint qualifier. All right, see you later, besties. See you later. 0 gifted to this game for free. No. Who would now that Zhou's not in the grid? Who would the Chinese fans be a fan of the most? Would it be Yuki and Elbon because obviously Asia, or is it like a really like popular driver in China? I mean, I just saw those fans that were waving the Alonso stuff around. Lawson, the gravel fork found in kitchen. What? What is that saying? It's like jokes. Ferrari's because Ren. Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, I guess Ferrari probably makes the most sense because Zhou is the reserve for them. And there's also a couple Chinese sponsors at Ferrari as well. Chinese do not like Japanese at all. Too much history between countries. Right. My Chinese friend really likes Aston. Interesting. I mean, I feel like I remember Zhou like grew up. He was a Alonso fan, so maybe there is something about the Chinese fans being drawn towards Alonso. Ham's burning the McLarens. Wait a minute. It'll all change along. Either Haas has improved over the last week, or Track Evo's gone better. F1 Fantasy gonna take 3 hours after this one. Yeah, honestly, man. Teams mudded from the budget. Only one practice session and one sprint qualifying to watch. It's gonna be tough. So McLaren 1-2 basically guaranteed. I wouldn't say basically guaranteed. I can't believe we've only had one race. I can't believe we've only had one wet race. It was a wet race, and people are already making conclusions about everything. Like, oh my god, McLaren are gonna win this season. Oh my god, Liam Lawson sucks. Oh my god, Ferrari in the bin. It's like, no. There's 23 Grand Prix to go. There's a development race. We've got the flexi wing stuff. Like, remember what happened last year? Red Bull 1-2, Red Bull 1-2. Then what happened? Mercedes up to the top right now. Fernando's made his debut in 2001 before Piastri, Lawson, Dorn, Hadjar, Wardlow, Behrman, and Anthony were born. That's crazy. Hey, just tuning in the stream. Any personal expectations you have for Cadillac entering F1 next season? What's up, 6? Welcome to the stream, dude. Appreciate the follow as well, man. I don't know. If I'm being completely honest. Wait, what's happened to Lewis? Have they like changed that last corner? Oh, that looked really. Excuse me. That looked really planted through that last corner. That looked really planted. Have they changed, like, reprofiled that last corner at all? Oh, Lando coming too hot in the last corner. It was down to your question 6. If I'm being completely honest, oh my god, another replay. Who's this? Gasly. Oh, way too late. What the fuck? Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, don't think Cadillac is going to be competitive at all. Combination of many things. One, they're not buying a team; they're building a team from scratch. So their facilities, their staff, their everything is just gonna lack in comparison to every other team. Two, their experience, right? Even if you get experienced staff members from other teams, it just takes time to build anything, especially a Formula One team in a car. 3, they're going to be using a Ferrari engine. Not that that is bad, but if you look at where the other Ferrari engines are on the grid, Haas and Sauber, way down on the grid. So I think Ferrari have an engine that is hard for customer teams. Maybe this is just coincidence, but it's hard for customer teams to build a car around. So I think everything's pointing towards Kellogg being bad, but at the same time, you know, look at Haas, look at other teams. It takes so long to build up over time. So yeah, I don't think that'll be good. I hope I'm proved wrong though. Sounds like social media being the most reactionary. 100%. They should like Fry maybe do the same color of their flag. Yeah, true, true. The one thing I'm interested in is Red Bull Racing was so dominant here last year. Even Checo finished well. Yeah, that's true. But also this time last year, Red Bull was starting to have their problems, but they weren't at that like problem territory yet. They were still the most dominant team. I've seen them use that fact like 60 times. Yeah, honestly, F1 it loves to beat a dead horse, honestly. Have you seen the new yacht of Family Stroll? Went to town yesterday morning. Need to go through my town to go to Rotterdam Port. No, I haven't. Wait, has he got a new one, or is this the same new one that he bought like last year? Shocked they didn't jump on Ford. Wait, what do you mean jump on? Oh, Ford engine. Well, wait, do you mean a Ford engine? Because GM. Wait, you're trolling. You're trolling, right? Because GM obviously are going to start building their own engines in the future. And I think their biggest competitors are Ford, right? When was the last time they created a new team that's just not buying another team? Would it be Haas? No. Would it? Yeah. What was the last time a team was started from scratch and not bought, just bought one of the Concord Agreement teams? Interesting. Hamilton's faster than Leclerc so far. Probably what I program. Uh, just program running. Yeah, 100%. Oh, there you go. Leclerc goes up ahead of Hamilton now. And it's way too early to tell, but Mert looked genuinely quick again. Yeah, I think Mercedes is always going to be. I don't think Saints. I don't think Mercedes is ever going to be the number one team, but I think they're consistently going to be like P2, P3. I think they're going to be like the Ferrari of last year. Well, to be fair, Ferrari were the quickest team some races last year, but yeah. Marussia? Didn't Marussia buy Minardi? Yeah, when was the last time a new team entered the sport? Your opponent, when you came here to New York City, what was your favorite spot that you ate at? I'm trying to figure something out. I ain't gonna lie, I did not get to like experience New York when I was there. I arrived, slept because of jet lag, woke up, um, went to a meeting in the hotel. We stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel, um, and then went out into Times Square for like an hour. Went back to the hotel, slept. Oh my god, I can't remember what we did. I can't remember the order I did things in, but then yeah, went out. Um, Red Bull took us to this really, really nice bougie ass restaurant. The food was quite nice. I can't remember what it was called, but it was the most expensive food I've ever eaten in my life. It was wild. Um, and then we went to Madison Square Garden. I didn't eat there, and then I had hotel food for breakfast, and then um, lunch we had at the launch, and then I think I had Chipotle or something. So yeah, the only restaurant I went to, the only food I really ate was the one at this fucking bougie ass restaurant. I didn't really get the New York experience. I love New York, fucking amazing. Really want to go back one day, but I didn't really like experience it. You know what I mean? Damn, you getting sick, Ponden? No, I'm not getting sick. I'm whispering because of my neighbor. Because it's 3:30 a.m. in the morning. But how's it going on the menu? Bro needs to pin a comment saying he's quiet because it's early as fuck. Yeah. Oh my god, look at the V carb flapping. Now the thing that annoys me is like it doesn't matter if I'm being quiet, if I'm sick, if I'm tired. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? You either watch the stream or you don't. fire ASMR stream. Shut the fuck up. I ain't gonna lie though. Last week I remembered like whispering like this, and I was like, "Oh my god, bro, this is so dead." And then I watched the VOD back. It's not too bad. I think it helps like me being in a good mood. Like it doesn't come across like okay, so but what are you doing? Like it comes across normal, like I'm whispering. I remember the weekend you came, it was legitimately the coldest days of winter. Honestly, man, I've never been so cold in my life. Genuinely, like I said, I didn't get to explore New York. One of the reasons was the one free day I had in the city before I went to LA. It was minus 15 degrees. Minus 15 degrees Celsius. Windy as fuck. The second I walked outside, my hands froze purple. What am I looking at? Oh, I see. But them's already tinkering with their car after the second race. Wouldn't these just be upgrades or downgrades, whatever you want to call them, changes based on high or low downforce car? High or low downforce track? Such minimal changes, man. I'd love to know how much these little changes make to the overall speed of the car. What's happening with Liam, man? Damn. I mean, the Red Bull, we know the Red Bull's very, very, very pointy. It's very sensitive. It takes time to get up to speed, so it's going to take Liam time. Especially it's only practice one. Give him a break. Give him a break. Liam probably doing long runs with fuel. I mean, it's a combination. Could be doing long runs with fuel. Could be trying out new parts. I think most importantly, it's a sensitive car and it takes a lot of time to get up to speed. Minus 56 coldest place pass. Minus 20, it all feels the same. I want to ask whether you think the V8 engine rumors should be taken seriously or just clickbait. Yeah, that's something we can talk about. So for people who don't know, um, and this is something I'd love to have had a bigger conversation about where I can like speak loudly, but we'll do it now regardless. So people who don't know, we've got new regs coming in the sport next year. Not only new regs, we've got new engines. So probably some of you guys watching right now weren't even here, weren't even watching Formula One when the engines were unfrozen. Basically, what happened was in 2021, 2022, I can't remember what year it was now, every engine froze. What that means is they weren't allowed to upgrade the performance on the engines. They could only update the reliability. With that, there was a few little loopholes where you could work on the reliability and to kind of give performance, but overall, the engines were frozen, and that's why the cars are so reliable right now. And thankfully, everyone's kind of near equal pace. The reason they did that was to allow teams to just spend time working on the 2026 engines. So we get the 2026 engines next year. I'm not a car guy. I'm not really good when it comes to the tech stuff, but it's overhauled, a lot more efficient, and just upgraded and better. However, uh, obviously Formula One changes and adapts so much, and one of the big talking points is going back to V8 engines or V10 engine. Is it V8 or V10? I thought it was V10 because these are V12s, right? I'm a Yuki fan, but I don't want him to go to RB. These are 10s, really? Oh, okay. So they want to go back to V8, V8 engines, and obviously V8s are the really loud old school engines. Everyone wants that. Now, the rumor that's come out this week is that oh no, going back to V10s. What are we right now? V4s. Oh my god, really? V6? Wait, V4, V6, V6. Yeah, V6 sounds right. Okay, so we're going to go V6 engines, and basically they want to go back to the V10 engines, which it sounds confusing because V10 is a bigger number, and we're V6 right now. But anyways, they want to go back to the V10 engine. Now, V10 engines were the old school loud engines that everyone loved. Now that's obviously kind of contradicting. You got the new regs coming out, but yet we're already talking about how we want V10s back and blah 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 blah. Now the rumor that's come out is F1's tossing up between two options. One of the options is we delay the new regulations 2 years. 2 years. So we'll keep rocking these 2026 regulation, 2025 regulations of car for 2 more years, and the engines will stay frozen for 2 more years, and we'll bring the new regs in 2028 instead with new engine regs for V10 engines. Or the other option is we go to the new regs in 2026, but we only run them for 2 years, and then we go new regs again in 2028. Now, both options I think are great from an entertainment standpoint, right? If we delayed the regs 2 years and headed into 2026 and 2027 with this reg car, I think that's great. I think Formula 1's in a great spot right now. How are the switches wrong on your wheel, man? I think if we go these regs for 2 more years, I think that's great. Formula's in a great spot right now. The grid's very condensed. The racing's good. I think that'd be great. And then we come 2028 new regs, V8 engines, could be amazing. Same with the other option, which is we go into new regs. We only have them for 2 years. If they're shit, thank God we don't have to look at them again. If they're good, then we can probably keep them, but just switch to V8 engines. I think either way, entertainment wise, talking, like mixing Formula One up is great. From a sporting standpoint, though, this is a load of bullshit. The FIA need to decide what they do and stick to it. Now, I understand sports and everything changes so much and you need to adapt the rules, but telling teams, hey, you've got a deadline, 2026, you need new engines, you need new regulation of car. Then you've got teams like Aston Martin hiring Adrian Newey. You got drivers like Alonso or Lewis Hamilton deciding their careers, science deciding their careers based around the 2026 regs. You can't just then come out and be like, guys, soz, we are going to keep the 2026 regs, and we're going to delay new regs to 2028, because it just fucks everyone over from a sporting standpoint. And I think that's just shit. Imagine Sainz had the option between going to one team for X amount of money or going to Williams, and he chose Williams because of the new regs. Yeah, I just think it's a bit way too fucky. The other problem is the waste of money and time. Think about how much time these teams have put in the 2026 regs and the 2026 engines, and then for them to just be like, you know what? Fuck that. New regs and new engines 2028, or oh fuck that, we're only going to use these cars this era for 2 years. Yeah, I think the FIA just need to make up their mind. If I had to pick between those two options, either delaying the regs 2 years or having the regs next year, I think, what would you guys prefer? I think I'd prefer new regs for 2 years, mix it up for 2 years. Even if these are the best regs ever and we just end up changing them after 2 years, then who cares? But yeah, I think Formula One, I think we're going to end up having a very similar year to 2021. We're going to have a banging season. Everyone raves about it. We get all these new fans. And then we're going to head into a new era of Formula One where it's all mixed up. But this field's going to be so fucking spread. Lewis locking up again. Looks like he's not comfortable right now. Lando off as well. For you, who's the best rookie? What's up, Raphael? What are we talking? Potential, like talent, or are we talking about like currently in form right now after one race? Thank you for the follow, by the way. Also, Spectra Ward, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome to the stream. I remember the Ferrari V12s. I've been to the 1986 LA GP, so I remember when McLaren and Ferrari ran an entire separate team test teams in the late 90s, early 2000s for most weekends of the year. What does that mean by Alonso? They need to go to 2026 regs, in my opinion, just V10s after a few years. Yeah. What I don't understand, maybe someone in chat knows the answer to this. Why can't we just stick to the 2026 aero regs? And then, wait, what is that sponsor on the rear wing of the McLaren? I've never seen that before. Avenga? Avenga. Why can't we go to the 2026 aero regs and then do the 2028 engine regs? Do the new V8 engine regs in 2028? Why do we have to delay the aero regs for the engine regs? I don't get it. What's it? What does that achieve? Or is one of the reasons we want to go to V8s is to make the engines smaller and lighter? So to do that, they want to make the cars smaller and lighter. We got two new team buildings that we got two new teams building their new regs too, so their cars will be compatible. Exactly. Engineering needs time to make decisions and then build them. Yeah, exactly. New rigs all the time. New regs all the time, unless all the teams agree something is wrong in the environment. I thought the engine manufacturers were having trouble with the new engines for next year. Yeah, they are. They are, Drews. Apparently, they are. Apparently, Mercedes is so dominant. For everything. I know it's hard because most of them will take shit cars like Gabriel or to let it right. I think the driver with the most talent. What the fuck? I think the someone was on the wrong radio. someone someone was talking to Lewis instead of the engineer. Um, yeah, the rookie's an interesting one because I feel like you've got drivers like Behrman and Liam who I think are amazing talents but need to prove themselves in Formula One. After last weekend, especially, you got Kimi Antonelli, who I mean, it was always a fucking top tier talent, and has now proven it. But it's only been one race. You know, I hate talking about it. Anyway, to answer your question, I would say Kimi. I would say Kimi coming in. He was probably the most talented, and now after one race, I think he's probably shown that he's the most talented. So, yeah. Ocon 13th, he's having a nosebleed. What's up, T-Mac? Why aren't you live, man? Why aren't you live? Yeah, Haas look like they've turned it around. Last week they were bottom two every single session. Another P13. So that's good. V10 is no longer engine base, if I recall correctly, which affects the aero. Right, okay. Probably the engine container would be different, which affects the whole body aero. Right, okay. Imagine a straight six engine, skinny and great aero, and a straight six has better torque than a V6. That's why all those BMW straight six and the classic Skyline sixes Godzilla. I have no clue what that means, but that sounds cool. I'm so bad when it comes to like engines and parts for cars, man. What I missed in chat. From America, I usually don't get to catch into the streams. Keep it up, man. Yeah, I appreciate real music. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Python Basics. These are V6 right, okay. Merc vs McLaren and Walker Truck Championship if Kimi does well. Honestly, it could be Merc vs McLaren. It's funny, right? Because when I was doing my predictions for the season, part of me wanted to do McLaren, the pecking order is McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. Specifically the drivers would be like Lando, George, Piastri, Max, Lando, George, Piastri, and Ferrari down there. But I think I just fell too much into the Ferrari hype and the Ferrari aura that I kind of forgot to do my own predictions, and I did kind of get swindled by the whole like everyone else was gassing up Ferrari, so I felt like if I didn't gas them up, I would have just got called a fucking hater. But yeah, there was preseason I was talking about don't count Merc out, don't count Merc out. Some people in their predictions put Merc quite highly, um, but so many people completely counted Merc out, and I'm like, guys, what the fuck? Oh, Leclerc's off, way off track. Oh my god, look at the gravel; it just sticks to your tires. How do you even get that off? It's just stuck. It's like embedded into the tire. This juice is so good. Cherry, apple, carrot, mandarin, ginger, lemon. Ooh. He's taking everything normally, and then the car just, wow, that's crazy. Car just completely loses any sort of downforce. Um, they won't do V10s. V8 is possible though. Yeah, again, I don't know what it is all about and stuff like that. What was rumored? You know, the big rumor that came out this week was it V10 or V8s? I'm fairly sure it was V10s. Maybe after GP Ferrari hired Sainz new strategist, they've just given Sainz the right line to Lewis. Imagine. I think V8 with hybrids is possible. New cars to this day, some of them use V8s and then will appease the larger car manufacturers in the sport. And V8s still sound very good, especially compared to our Dyson ball power trains we have today. Yeah, honestly, my my God, why is he yelling, bro? It's practice. It's practice. Calm down. Why is he yelling? um, question: if Formula One, right? Let's just imagine there's no world where Formula One can go back to V10s or V8s or whatever the fuck, right? There's no world where we can do that due to sustainability reasons or whatever, right? It's impossible. If they added artificial sound to the engine, would you guys like dislike that? Like, what is the negative of artificial sound, and what even like what even is artificial engine sound? Like again, I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything about cars, but isn't like the engine sound like obviously the engine sounds natural, right? But like, don't they also like low key? This is could be a dumb question, but like, don't they kind of make the engine purposely sound a certain way? Like, I don't know, what's like a car with a nice engine? Like, I don't know, fucking Bugatti. I don't know, Lambo. Like, that's not just the engine by itself. Like they kind of like beef it up to make it sound good, right? Or am I just tripping? I would stop watching. I'd rather mute the TV. Gross. No, artificial or fake is just lame. But what's the difference? It's just a sound. Whether it's fake or real, what's actually the difference? Again, I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just questioning it. You know what I mean? You can make it sound more, but it can't be like a record. You mean like that dude who can make all the F1 engine sound? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they do it to sound better. Yeah, artificial engine sound is bad and weird. In fact, a documentary related to Tesla cars, there's subtle engine speakers throughout the vehicle that makes it sound like the classic fossil fuel cars. Well, I don't think they'd put speakers on the car. Oh my god, 2008, 2007, 2007. Was it 2007 or 2008 where he did that? It was 2007, right? Was it 2008? I thought it was the year he lost the championship. Um, Yeah, artificial engine sound is really bad. documentary related to Tesla cars, there are subtle engine speakers. Well, I read that. I don't know much about cars either, but I think artificial sound would be too much weight. The thrill of an engine sound comes from fuel exploding many times in succession. To fake that sounds like going camping and placing an LCD screen on dirt with a video of the fire up it. Yeah, but what I mean is like when you're watching on TV, right, or even Formula One in real life, knowing whether it's actually fuel or just like a fake sound, if it just sounds nice, does it really matter? That's what I'm trying to question. Because yeah, that's kind of what F1 were going to do, was they were going to exaggerate or inflate or quote unquote fake the sound with the new reg of engines, but I don't know if they're going to do that. We'll have to wait and see. The way a car sounds is based on the arrangement of the engine, plus how much fuel/air they push through and finally exhaust configuration, right? On American muscle type of guys that prefer a real engine and all that, right? Audi came in earlier and have definitely gone on the path of the 50/50 V6, so they probably wouldn't be happy. We just understand why. I just find it weird that they start to test this new fuel solution, but just now they come up with V8, V10. Yeah, exactly. They need to do some short runs for the haters, man. Damn, that man is dead last. Yeah. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Shit, when we have to do our fantasy team. So fantasy on sprint weekends, you have to do before the sprint. So the session 3 of the weekend. Whereas normally it's before session 4 qualifying. Before qualifying. Fake engine sounds would confuse the drivers if something actually breaks. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, again, I don't know what fake engine sound entails. The way I imagine fake engine sound is like, take these cars for instance. They go like they're not like, oh, they're not grunty enough, right? So they would just insinuate the gruntiness of the car. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to make that work. Anyways, what I was gonna say was when I went to a Grand Prix, when you go to a Formula One Grand Prix, all your senses are hit. Your eyes are hit. In comparison to the TV, your eyes get to see a Formula One car and the actual speed it is in real life, right? Going through these corners, the aero that it carries, fucking nuts. The smell, you get to smell the fuel, you know. Maybe Formula One cars don't smell as good as like traditional motorsports, but still, you get to experience the smell. I mean the taste. I guess you're not really tasting Formula One, but yeah. Oh, Jack Doohan's broken down. Oh, that's so creepy. But Jack Doohan's pulled over. Well, this is gonna be a red flag. And by the time he gets recovered, we only have like 10 minutes left of running, which is annoying. Yeah, car's completely cut out. Well, we're literally just talking about reliability problems and good reliability and right reliability, and now his why is he standing like that to put the steering wheel on? I've never seen a driver do that to put the steering wheel on. What the fuck? Alright, well, Jack Doohan's out. Where did he finish the session? P14, not bad, not bad. But that's the session done. Quick little 10-minute break, I guess. What was I saying? Oh, anyways, at a Grand Prix, the sound was the most disappointing thing. Okay, yep, cut to Franco Colapinto, of course. British Grand Prix. I was sitting on the Wellington Straight, right? They come out of Maggots and Beckett's. Literally, you can see the cars, but you can't hear them. And then it's not until they're right in front of you that you can hear them. It's wild. Like I would literally go on my phone and like wait to hear a sound to look up. By the time I hear the sound, I look up and the car's in front of me, and I'm literally not exaggerating. You might think I'm exaggerating. I'm genuinely not. Like you would hear the curb noise before you hear the engine. It is wild. Like the engine, obviously you can hear the engine at the back of the car, but you can't hear the car, if that makes sense. Compared to when I've heard a classic Formula One car at Austria, they were doing heaps of classic runs. My eardrum died. Like genuinely, I thought my eardrum was gonna rupture. It was so loud, and like I was standing up in this really cool building in Austria, and you can see the entire track, and you can hear the car going around. You could like you can know which corner it is without looking. Yeah, car completely cut out. Why doesn't he brake? Why does he just roll like that? Is it bad to brake when the car's reliability is bad? Okay. Should be when the car dies like that. Or do you keep it rolling like that to try like get it to run again? Esches is Mernat, I think, with volumes. Formerly existing saves us from going full electric as F1. Yeah, true, true. Excuse me. What's the point about artificial sound? It's useless weight at that point. You make it sound more, but it could be like a record. What's up, Sandeezy? Good to see you, dude. Sorry I missed your message. How are you? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. You can't just replicate an explosion sound that good, right? Okay, so it'd just be like noise rather than a good noise. High-end cars already use their exhaust system to change the tone and note the engine makes. If they have a fake sound in F1, they may as well start scripting the racing and having all the drivers paid actors. F1 PC games is what you want. What time is F1 Academy quality? 1 hour after practice 1. I won't be live for it. I've decided I'm gonna go live for practice 1, go live for practice. For sprint qualifying. I think the time in between sessions is too long, and having a talk like this for 3 hours will just do my nut. So you're gonna have to miss F1 Academy qualifying, unfortunately. The problem with fake engine sounds is that you need to marry up the sound to something real, i.e. the sound has to build in the exact way the driver is pushing the pedal. If the driver lifts, it has to drop the same amount. Right, yeah. I think for this gen, it depends on mic placement because Red Bull sounded good in 2019 and 20 with Honda, yeah. Well, Ando's a big mic connoisseur and he reckons that the mics have been placed in a good position again this year. I can't sleep. Am I cool? What's up, Poochie? Why can't you sleep, man? F1 on? Is it because F1's on? My favorite memory is hearing the V12 engines at the 1986 LA GP. I was on the back straight and I heard the car winding its way coming up to me from the pit lane, and then it was just a monstrous chest-filling noise fly by me. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'd love to have those engines back. I remember seeing an argument. Of someone saying, we can't have the old engines back. They're too loud for fans nowadays. Kids won't be able to attend F1. Fuck off. Are you streaming for the entire night? I won't be streaming for the entire night. Normally I would. Normally every single Grand Prix I stream from practice 1 all the way through to either practice 2 or sprint qualifying or whatever sessions it may be. But today I am going to leave it just because neighbor, and yeah, mainly because neighbor. I'll just be sitting here. Hey man. I can't just be sitting here in silence, watching the session, which wouldn't be great. Alright, red flag's done. Car's coming out for the last 7 minutes. Doing power steering died. I think everything died on that car. What's red flag for? Doing died on the side of the track, or like car broke down. You should look at MKBHD's video on the new Dodge EV. They have artificial sound speakers in it. It just does not hit. Can you link that in chat? I'll watch that after, as soon as the session's done. Because of this clip. What is this clip? Nando's chair. His room's so clean. Why has he got shoes on? Why has he got shoes on? Anyone who wears shoes in their own home trying to relax, aka streaming. I hate people who wear shoes. Anyone who also, when you come, okay, what do you guys do? Let's say you've gone out for the day, right? Let's say you've gone out for the day and you come home. what do? First thing I do, this is what I do. I come home, I walk in the door, I wash my hands. That's the first thing I do because fuck germs. I then take my clothes off, everything. Take all my clothes off other than my underwear. Maybe even my underwear sometimes I swap out as well, but I take everything off and I swap. I put on comfy pants, I put on a t-shirt, I put on new socks especially because it doesn't matter even if it's the hottest day ever or the coldest day ever, your feet just get fucking moist when you put shoes on for way too long, right? And then I sit down. I maybe spend like 5 minutes and I sit down. My dad, she walks in the door, sits on the couch with his shoes on, with his pants on, with everything, and just chills. How? How do you just come home and be like, "Yep, I'm chilling now"? No, you need to have a little reset. You need to have a reset. This is too much info. Are you guys 4 years old? Changing clothes is too much info? Hello? Come on, guys. We're at least what, like 15 years old? You've probably taken your clothes off twice a day your entire life, thousands of times. How is that too much info? Are we dumb? Anyways, my point is, if you wear shoes at home, you're dumb. From Barcelona, and back in the day, you could hear the F1 cars from 50 kilometers away. That's wild. Of course, our fave neighbor, we're so bad. What's up, boiler boat? You reckon Helmet abused Liam? Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I always thought Liam was gonna have the whole season. Um, only if he was terrible. Only if he was terrible would there be a consideration of a half year swap. But like my understanding was they made the decision. Liam's gonna be the better driver to build up over time. They're gonna give him the full year. But here we are after one race, and Helmut Marko's already saying, we'll evaluate him in 5 to 6 races. And it's like, come on, man. Come on. Like, we don't need this pressure on our drivers. It's just so silly. So silly. If I've been out all day, it's straight to the shower when I get home. Really? Shower? Wild. I'm not a nighttime shower, I'm a morning shower. I feel like morning showers better to get yourself ready for the day. I sweat a lot at night, so if I don't shower in the morning, I think if you don't shower in the morning, you just fucking stink. Let's be real. Like everyone knows it. Everyone can tell your hair is greasy. You smell like shit. Um, so I'm a morning shower. I only shower at night if I need to. So like, let's say I just pop to the shops or I'm chilling at home. I don't need to shower at night. If I have like a big school day or like big work day or out in the city, yeah, I'll probably shower. But overall, for me, a change of clothes is enough to feel fine and ready to sleep. But yeah, I need to shower in the morning. Otherwise, I feel so fucking gross. Even if I'm just like for instance, yesterday, woke up, all I did was edit. After like 2 hours of sitting on the couch editing, I just feel grim. I just feel fucking grim. I've got 3 minutes left to practice one. Leclerc just went up to the top. Where can Max go? He's currently matching the time. What website do you use for the live timing? This is from Multiviewer. Pastor. Multiviewer, fucking amazing app. Changing clothes is one thing, but do we need to know the specifics? Specifically, what? Washing my hands and taking my clothes off and swapping clothes. Hello? It's called. That's called a conversation, man. That's how you conversate. A quick question: if I remember college physics like 20 years ago, isn't engines with tons of noise and heat too a less efficient engine because loss of power through that compared to putting it on the wheels? I'm not an engineer. Yeah, I have no clue, Topher. Sorry. Talking about stripping down your ASMR voice, does it? I don't know, that one time Trin took all of his clothes off in Melbourne to see me. I walk in the dirt and take my clothes off naked. The problem Rebel Racing have is who else can they put in there? Even Yuki wouldn't be that much better. Exactly. Well, everyone's acting like, oh, Yuki should have got this. Yuki's going to make a difference. No, at this point, Gasly couldn't, Albon couldn't, Perez couldn't, Liam couldn't. What's Yuki going to do? Maybe be like 1/10 quicker than Liam at most, but his mentality is worse than Liam's. And I think he's way more aggressive than Liam. I think Red Bull just need to stick to Liam. They just need to stick to Liam, or they need to look elsewhere and go for Sainz, Orlando, or Piastri. But they've lost out on all those drivers now, so just stick to Liam. I'm biased, of course, but just stick to Liam. What's up, Winfit? We aren't worried about that. Haas P5 and constructors coming. Did you just disregard Danny crunching his balls on that clip? I mean, he hit the top of a cushioned chair. Like, he'll be alright. Ocon just beat Max in a session. Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Why is the Red Bull so far down? Wait, what happened to Max? I wasn't paying attention. Did he not finish his lap? Ford does then pickups to make it sound like a V8. Really? Might as well just use Formula E cars at this point. Love the smell of a racetrack burning, fuel burning, oil burning. Oh, honestly, man, we used to live 10 minutes away from a dirt track when I was younger back home in New Zealand. We'd go to the speedway maybe every Saturday, every second Saturday. And man, the smell of the cars, the smell of the dirt, so nostalgic to me, man. I need Landon to be faster than Oscar to win 300 pounds. What, in practice one or in this weekend, Nathaniel? I'm doing a shorts run now. Let's go. Maybe Friday Luke, reported McLaren's mini DRS. That wasn't Fry. It was, no, actually, it was Red Bull and Fry, I believe, who filed the complaint against McLaren. And then obviously the FIA said tighten up on it, and then no one did. So they decided to enforce the rules early. But yeah, all right, let's see where Norris goes. Up to the top by 6/10. Fuck me. Fuck me. Oh my god, McLaren's dominance. McLaren dominance, bro. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Piastri only P3 though. Piastri only P3 though. Guys, it's over. The season's over. Give up. Give up. Hulkenberg might be able to beat this though. Yeah, to be fair, we don't know where Red Bull is because Max didn't finish his lap, but I doubt it's that good. This practice is going to give P1 tons of hopium. Don't know anymore. That's a big lap from Norris. Big lap. Yeah, the hydrogen engine cars, I'm looking at the sounds. Oh my god, it's actually good. I prefer it to the current F1 sounds. No way my prediction was wrong. Wait, who'd you predict? Not Norris. Tough. Fuck Norris, let's have Max 5 in a row or Oscar World Rally Championship. Honestly, bro. Like, it's funny, right? Because obviously, Liam fan, I see Liam hate everywhere. But it's actually kind of funny how Formula One has kind of turned into not as toxic as 2021, more in like a funny way. How like everyone kind of hates on everyone, like, you know, like in football, like you'll hate on Tottenham if you're a Man United fan, or you know, like Liverpool, or you kind of hate on other teams, but like you don't really hate them. You kind of just like you're just doing it for the bants, and you're doing it for to get in their head, like competition wise. That's kind of what Formula One feels like at the moment. And like, I love how Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull fans all collectively are just like, specifically Ferrari and Mercedes fans all collectively are like, fuck's sakes, I'd rather a Max 5th championship than this McLaren to win. And like it just feels like everyone's like collectively hating on McLaren and Lando. It's just like so funny. And then like everyone collectively hates on Ferrari for, you know, being shit. And then like everyone's hating on Mercedes for being shit, and everyone's hating on Red Bull. It's just, I don't know, it's funny, man. It's funny. Makes me laugh. All right, anyways, guys, that wraps up FP1. Thank you guys all for tuning on in. We'll wait for the entire session to end, and we'll talk about the standings here. But thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the follow button down below. We do watch-alongs like this with more energy usually for every single session, for every single Grand Prix weekend. So join me later on today, 3 hours time for sprint qualifying. We will be loud because it'll be past 7 a.m. So be sure to tune in. Be at 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. UK time, 3 hours time. We'll be live for sprint qualifying. So be sure to tune on in. But yeah, let's talk about how the standings played out. So McLaren at the top, specifically Norris, 5 tenths up on Leclerc. Crazy. They're looking locked in. once again. Leclerc P2, that looks like a little bit of return of form for Ferrari after a rough week last week. But then again, they were good in practice last week, and then look where they were in qualifying. So who knows? Who knows? Then Piastri, 6th toughest teammate right now, maybe made a mistake on his lap. Hamilton P4, so McLaren, Ferrari. Then we got Russell kind of chilling in his 3rd place spot, or 3rd place team spot. Then we got Hulkenberg P6. Wow, what a lap. What a lap from Holt, but there's 1/10 between the top 6 right now. Albon P7, Alonso P8, Antonelli quite far down on his teammate, 3/10. Not too bad. Yuki P10, Behrman P11, Stroll P12, Ocon P13, Gasly P14, Sainz P15, Sainz quite far down on his teammate as well. Then Verstappen P16 didn't finish his lap on his quick run, so we'll have to see what other pace he has in hand. There were Isaac Hadja, Liam Lawson, Bortoletto, and Jack Doohan, who caused a red flag during that session because his car completely went kaput, lost power. So yeah, pretty decent session. Obviously the only practice session of the weekend, so everyone kind of needs to lock in a setup now for sprint quali, and the sprint, and then use the sprint quali and the sprint to kind of get their setups ready for qualifying and the race. Right, what I miss in chat? Fuck Norris, let's have, I read that. But hurt people crying, it's pathetic. Looking for Danbro, Ocon improved on the 2nd lap on the softs his 1st lap. Must have been low-key ass. Well, he's out on 13th, so how long till Lawson gets sacked? I don't think he'll get sacked this year. He has to really, really, really underperform, I think, to get sacked. I think it would be dumb for Red Bull to be like, you know what? Let's try the same thing we've tried with every single one of our drivers and just swap them out. Because then Yuki hops in the car and then he sucks, and it's just like, bro. He'd have to, I think he'd have to continue his kind of AusGP performance for half a season to get dropped. But that's not going to happen. I think that was clearly a one-off with that weekend. I want to ask Hamilton what he does when he walks in the door. Be a good one. Wait, what do you mean when he walks in the door when he gets home? Yeah, I like that question. How long to sprint qualifying? Exactly 3 hours, Shane. Exactly 3 hours. Put Max on Lando's car and he's lapping most of the field, you reckon? It was in this session, and it's going well to the last few minutes when people time shames. Mini DRS is alive and well. Well, no, they have to stop doing that now, Todd. They have to stop doing that. So if this is McLaren without mini DRS, imagine what it would be like with mini DRS. Holy shit. Might have to end it all if Norris wins the World Driver Show before Leclerc Russell. Oh, what's up in the straw here? What? What the fuck was happening there? Now I've seen enough. Ferrari is back. The aim is nearly faster than Max in this session. I'm having fun teasing. No. I mean, I think Liam showed potential on his qualifying lap and even his race laps in terms of pace. It's just needs to string it together consistently now. I think the potential's there. Yeah, it's just FP1 as well. All right, anyways, guys, that is it for FP1. Thank you guys all for watching. Really do appreciate it. Again, hit the follow button or the subscription button down below. Join me later on today for sprint qualifying. Be sure to join the Discord as well. We've got a great community of people in there. Anything and everything to do with the streams posted in there, so be sure to join it up. Now, F1 Fantasy and F1 Predict, be sure to join the leagues. They will lock before the sprint, so not sprint qualifying today. They'll lock tomorrow before the sprint, so make sure to do your teams. Just type in them in chat real quick. There we go. But yeah, that's from me. YouTube. People over on the YouTube stream, be sure to tune on over to Twitch. We'll be live for a couple more minutes on Twitch. And also we'll be going live before the sprint qualifying, so be sure to tune in. So you can get YouTube gang. I'll see you guys later for sprint qualifying. Goodbye.